Hello everybody, today we're going to look at our project for Module 2. Okay, so all the project links are at the very bottom of the module. So if you go down to the bottom of Module 2, almost to Module 3, you'll see the project tab and then the Module 2 project Linux file system hierarchy. We're going to open that link. We're going to download our template here and open up the PowerPoint. Get it ready for submission and to upload our screenshots and answers to. Okay, so then we're coming back up to the beginning of where the first sentence is here, and there's a blue link in there, and we click on there. It says Linux file system. That takes us here to another link, Linux file system hierarchy in a new window, and we click there. It will take a few minutes for this to come up, so if you need to pause at this point until you see the start button. Okay, we're going to click next here, and then this is our instructions. So number 1 is to click start on the right side of the window. Now you may notice the instructions here when connecting the virtual machines in Hyper-V. Use Control-Alt left arrow on a Windows PC or Control Option and left arrow on a Mac. To release the mouse cursor back to the host, please reference your documentation for additional tips. Usually there's a way to exit the virtual machine, and we show you how to do that here, so you don't have to worry about doing it on your computer. We click Start. And we're waiting for our environment to set up. Okay, once it gets to here, this is our machine. It's up and running, and we just click here to launch the DeVry Hyper-V window. Okay, so once this window comes up, I'm going to click up here, Send Control-Alt-Delete. And that lets me switch users, so I can click on Student and enter the password student. It can type in funny, so I would recommend making sure you've typed student. Then click the arrow, hit enter, and our Hyper-V window comes up. Okay, I'm going to do a split screen here with my instructions. And I like my instructions to be a little bit smaller, so I have more room for my window here. And I also want to, okay, there's the bottom of it. And once we've done that, we click on the Hyper-V Manager here. Double click. Okay, to start the DHCP server, double click it and click Start. Okay, once the window comes up, we'll type in our password of student. Press enter. Okay, and there's a note there, it doesn't display the password. That's for security reasons, and that's good. Okay, and then there's a couple of pictures to show you what you're doing there. And now they want us to drag this window over where we can see the controls. Come on. And minimize the window. I'm going to do the same thing to the Ubuntu server. Double click, start. Okay, once it comes up looking like this, then we'll drag the window so you can see it, and make sure you can see the controls in the window. Okay, so I'll drag it over a little bit. Make it a little bit smaller. And it's not letting me, so yeah, let me pull it over that way and make it a little bit smaller. Come on. All right, we'll click on student and type in the password student. There we go. I'm trying to get everything where we can see it all, and size-wise, it's not where I want it to be, so give me a second. There we go. All right, so I'm going to right-click on the desktop. This is the Ubuntu desktop, and come down to Open in Terminal. I can also click right here. You can see once it opened up, there's a red dot there that tells me there's a terminal session open and running. I'm going to pull that window up here so I can see the lower corner of it and be able to get in a good bit in my screenshots, but I want to be able to get the whole window in there. All right, so now that we're in the terminal, we're going to type CD space and tilde. That's in the upper left corner of the keyboard. Shift, and it's on top of that apostrophe right under escape. That takes us back to our home directory, which is home/student. I type pwd, and that shows me where I'm at. It's for print working directory. And we have CD for change directory. All right, and this is the default directory for the student. So now I'm on number 15. I'm going to type tree, TREE -D, lowercase d dash uppercase L, space 2. Make sure you're observing the spaces and the upper and lowercase letters. Okay, this lists the directories and subdirectories from the home directory. Okay, so from here we're going to change directory, or CD space and documents. Make sure it's uppercase D. Okay, and then pwd to see where we're currently at. You can see we're at home students documents. Okay, then when I navigate up one level, so to quickly do that, CD space dot dot. Then pwd, and you'll see we're back at our home directory. Home student. So it brought us, we were up here in documents and it took us back to home student. Okay, number 18, to navigate to the root directory, instead of the tilde, we'll use the /, so cd and space /, and that's going to take us to the root. And we'll do pwd again to verify. You'll see there in front of where the cursor is, we have the symbol for the root directory. We're no longer at home. Okay, we want to do the tree command here. And again, instead of typing it out, if you hit the up arrow key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it took me 7 times. I can then use that command instead of having to retype it, and I can change my 2 to a 3 and do a / home. So we'll get 3 levels from the home directory, and that's number 19. For number 20, we type cd space tilde, and that should take us back to our home directory. And you can do pwd and verify that that's where we are, home student. Okay, we'll come back to the template. We're going to answer 2 questions. PWD stands for print working directory. It tells us where we are in the file structure. And then you have CD, which is for change directory. And it allows you to move from one directory to another. Okay, relative path. Just like the theory of relativity, it's based on where you currently are located, or your current position. Whereas an absolute path is from the root. Okay. Got those questions answered. We pop back over and now we go next to get to the next page of instructions. If it went away, don't worry, just click here and it comes back. Okay, we had just done what they're asking us to do, which is cd space tilde and pwd, so this is where we currently are. We don't need to do it again. Number 2 says we're going to create a subdirectory called janfeb session. And to do that, we type in mkdir for make directory, then space jan, and January, the J is capital, Feb, and the F is capital, session, and the S is capital. Hit enter. And now they want us to change to that directory, cd jan feb session. Make sure you capitalize it exactly the same way. Now our number 3, we're going to make a directory called course 1, mkdir space and uppercase C OURSE 1. No space in that, course 1. Hit enter. All right, then hit your up arrow, backspace, and change that to 2. Enter. Up arrow, backspace, and change that to 3. All right, so we just made 3 directories called Course 1, Course 2, and Course 3. And now we're going to move into or change directory to Course 1. So we do CD. Make sure you uppercase the C or capitalize the C. And you have Course 1. Change directory to Course 1. All right, so now that we're in Course 1, we actually want to create 3 files. And to do that, we're going to type touch, and no uppercase here, but file 1 space file 2 space file 3. Enter. That creates those 3 files. We kind of want to see a listing of this, so we're going to do a tree-d-l, lowercase d, uppercase L, 2, and then tilde, so that says from my home directory, give me 2 levels of a tree, and hit enter. Verify the existence of our Gen Feb session. There's our Course 1, Course 2, and Course 3. Now, we are not seeing the files because we told it to -D, which is directory level, so we did not see those files. To see the files, we'll do the ls space -L space tilde. So give us a long listing from our home directory of Jan Feb session / Course 1. So we want to see what's in the Course 1 directory. And there it is. There's file 1, file 2, and file 3. Okay, for number 7, we're going to type echo space and put your name in quotes. Hit enter, and you'll see your name displayed there, and then we're going to type in the date command. It is not capitalized, D-A-T-E. We hit enter. Now, if your date and time is not displayed correctly here, you have an issue. No, it should be fine by now. It usually gets updated. We're going to take our screenshot now. Grab from the top of the terminal down to the bottom of the terminal so that we're getting what's in that terminal window. I don't need everything else, just what's in the terminal window. Come over to the slides, go to number 4, delete this box, and then paste that screenshot. We're going to make it small enough. There we go. Okay. Next, we're going to remove and delete some directories and files. So yeah, we'll head on over to the next page. Okay, and number 1, they want us to do our CD tilde, CD space tilde, and PWD to verify that we're in our current working directory. We'll create a subdirectory called March April session, but instead of using the make directory, we're actually going to copy what we did in Jan Feb session over to March April. So to do this, we do CP space -R, and the R is telling it to get all the files and subdirectories that are inside of Jan Feb session. And remember, your capitalization and spelling are very important here. MARAPR session, March, April session, and I got an extra E in there. I got to get rid of that. SCSSION. Okay. So that's going to copy all the files and directories from Jan Feb session to March, April session. Okay. Now I'm going to hit up arrow and backspace in front of here. Delete that and type tree. Okay, that way I don't have to retype Jan Feb session and March April session and just have to do some movement, and then backspace over to get rid of what was there and type in tree, hit enter, and there's my tree with my new March April session, and you can see that it's a duplicate of Jan Feb session. Okay, so we don't need course 3 in the March April session, so we're going to remove it. All right, so RMDIR, MK to make, RM to remove a directory. And we're going to specifically tell it exactly which one, March, April, however you can say that, I don't know. The March session, that's a weird one. And course 3, that's the specific directory we want to get rid of. So we type that name in and hit enter. They also want us to delete file 3 from course 1. All right, so instead of RMDIR, this is a file, so we'll just use RM, but then we're going to spell it out, and we want to get rid of the March April session / course 1. Whoops, I did that wrong. Course 1 / and then file 3. And file 3 does not have an uppercase F. And we hit enter there. So we just deleted that folder, course 3 right here. We deleted this folder altogether. And then we deleted this file right here. All right, we're going to do that tree listing again. So I'm going to hit my up arrow until I get back to my tree command, hit enter. And now you'll see that exactly what I said. We removed course 3 and file 3. Okay, we're going to echo our full name down here again. Your name. And then type the date command to get the current date and time, and go take our screenshot. Get just what's in the terminal window, but make sure to get it all. I missed some, so I'm going to come back and do it again. Make sure you're not cutting stuff off the side. Make it look professional. All right, then we'll come here, delete our box, and drop it in here. Okay, one page left. And we'll hit next to get to that last page. And just click here and your window comes back up. They want us to do the CD space tilde And that's where I'm at. But I'll do it and hit PWD and verify that I'm at home-student. We're going to type find space tilde, so we're finding from the home directory space dash I name. So, and I spelled that wrong. So this is going to help us find a file name, course, asterisk. So anything that has course and anything after it. So 1, 2, or 3. And the type, dash type is D. So dash type space D. Hit enter and you see there are all the course files that we created. 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 and 2 for March because we deleted 3. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is find from the root directory, or from my home directory, I'm sorry, the file name file1 and press enter. So you can see both file ones that we created there. We can also use, and I'm going to hit my up arrow key and backspace and hit my asterisk. This is going to give me all my file names, 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2. Okay, and I'm going to hit my up arrow one more time here and do a square bracket. 1, 2, 3 in square bracket. Hit enter. And there are all the files with file 1, 2, and 3 as well. I'm going to get rid of the 3. No, I'm not going to do that because we're here at the end and we'll just take our screenshot. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We're going to do 2 locates. So we'll do a locate. It's also a different way to find files. And here we are using the locate-s to show us the database that it searches. mlocate.db. Then we're going to update that database with a sudo, sudo, update db, and hit enter. It's asking for the student password, which is student. Notice as I type STUDENT, my cursor did not move. It's a security feature of Linux. You hit enter. As long as it comes down to this next line, you did fine. If it says your password was incorrect, you type it again. It is student, lowercase s. Okay, now we're going to locate, which uses that database, -I, ignoring case sensitivity, all the files named course. So we get the course 1, course 2, course 3, and then all the ones with the files in it, and then the ones without the files, and that's what they wanted us to grab. Okay, one more, and then we're done with this section. Locate-R for recursive /file1 $. So find only the file1 files. And then we go our file1 in course 1 for Jan Feb, and our file1 in March April course 1. So then we echo our name in quotes, type the date command, come get our last screenshot. Again, I'm just getting the terminal window there so I can see exactly what I was doing in Linux. Make sure you don't cut any of it off. And then come back to your PowerPoint on the last slide. Delete that window and paste what we just copied. Remember to only stretch and shrink from the corners, because when we do it from the sides, things look funny, doesn't look right. If we do it this way, that just looks weird, not professional. Professionals use the corners and maintain what's called the aspect ratio in a picture. Okay, now you're ready to save and submit your project to deliverable. So we'll jump over to back to project 2. Module 2 project, there we go. We'll jump back in there. And if I can view it as a student, oh, I've not submitted something else over here, so I have to go do that before it lets me submit this. So my apologies, I can't submit it here. But you'll start assignment or submit assignment with whatever's in the upper right corner, and it will let you submit.